Sorry if this footage is a bit grainy. Hello. Welcome to another Tweedy Outdoors video. I think it's a Tweedy Outdoors video. I feel like I should start the intro for this video with a list of reasons why you should not watch it. Here are all the ways in which this is going to be a disappointment. I'm in Ivinghoe Beacon, or the area of Ivinghoe Beacon again, which I've been to far too many times and have been berated about by at least one viewer for the lack of originality. Secondly, not camping, which I know some people find off-putting, just out for an evening stroll. Thirdly, not even going to do any cooking today. Just couldn't be bothered. I had a sandwich on the train and it was just too much faff to bring all that stuff to cook a meal when I could fulfill the basic need for sustenance with half a baguette. I do have some wine with me. I'm hoping to enjoy some of the sunset, perhaps from a hilltop somewhere in this area, but likely all of the wine chat will be over on English Sparkling with Tweedy, which no one wants to watch. So, not sure what's going to be left really. There might be a few shots of scenery on my way to and from Ivinghoe Beacon, or wherever I choose to sit down. Probably some inane babble to kill the time. But there are something like 100 billion videos on YouTube, I believe. I'm pretty sure you could find something better than this one. Always been quite fond of this bench with some terrible camera work. I can turn you around, show you the view. Apparently a good spot for various kinds of wildlife, particularly butterflies, I think. Fritillaries, word I can never pronounce. This is possibly one of those shots that looks atmospheric while I'm standing here, and when I review this video clip it's going to look boring potentially. Is that a nicely framed shot, or does it all just look a bit dull and dingy? I've taken all these shots before, haven't I? Probably in different lighting. I do like the way these styles the gap in the hedge give these little glimpses down to the surrounding countryside from that otherwise wooded path that's behind me. There is the aforementioned wooded path, in case you wanted to see that full context. Left the woods now, out onto this familiar open bit. It's open access land as well. I have cooked up there somewhere a couple of times, and there's sections of Grimm's Ditch around here. I might even stop somewhere here to enjoy my wine. I don't know, see how I feel. Probably need to change the microphone cover now, don't I? Switch to the dead cat. It's a bit breezy on top. It's almost always windy around Ivinghoe Beacon. I hope you can hear me. I'm quite partial to that lone tree. It would make a reasonable spot to sit and drink some wine, but it is also right next to the path here. There is blue sky in that direction, isn't there? It's just if I do some terrible camera work, there's also probably terrible audio now. Other than that sort of heavenly border twixt land and sky off on the horizon over there, it's actually a bit grey, isn't it? A bit cloudy. Angle you up for a better appreciation of that. I don't know, looking at the screen on the GoPro, it looks brighter than it looks in real life. As always, I'm prone to procrastination on this section of any outing to this area. That I can see Ivinghoe Beacon over there, still a distance off, but I have an hour and a half, I think, almost until sunset. There's plenty of time to make it there and even some of the way back. Before then, I don't know, am I going to get there and find that there are people there? Because unfortunately there's a car park near there. I think I'm formulating a plan. I think I will try and press on to Ivinghoe Beacon. I think I'll get there before sunset. Tap the trig point just to say I've been, but then I'll probably retreat to somewhere else on that broader hilly area over there where it's a bit quieter, because I can imagine it's a Saturday night in June. It's not exactly balmy tropical weather now, but it was earlier in the day, and I can imagine there might actually be other people there, which would be terrible. So I'll press on to Ivinghoe Beacon just to say I've done it, and then find a quieter spot to sit and enjoy whatever view I can find, hopefully without any other humans around. May or may not be a red kite, but as always I'm reminded of Mr. WC21 and the fact that he's completely bored of them, having lived here in the Chilterns where they are 2 a penny. And down there with some wobbly camera work, the phone is on full 5 times optical zoom, a windmill. Still never found out what this funny little lump is before you get to Ivinghoe Beacon. There's a car park down at the bottom of it. It's like a giant barrow, but too big to be a barrow. Crossed over that road now. There is a bit of a steep climb up here, as I recall. Then after that, it's sort of all along the ridge the rest of the way to Ivinghoe Beacon. This is a very familiar, well, it's all very familiar. I've done this walk so many times. You're all probably sick to death of seeing Tweedy walk to Ivinghoe Beacon and back. Nice bird song along here. Of course, I've got to shut up so you can hear it. I think God wants a word. Look at that. Other people. Absolutely intolerable. Not just those two. There's a couple of other people over there as well. Oh no. Well, that was a nice composition. With the heavenly light shining on that tree that seems to be sticking out on the corner of that hill over there. Although it is, as you can see, completely overrun with people. It is quite a nice landscape, isn't it, around Ivinghoe Beacon for somewhere so close to London, as I always say every time I come here. The final approach to Ivinghoe Beacon. I think it's only about another 10 minutes from here, isn't it? Which will be much less than that in video time. The sky's looking all right, isn't it? There's a reasonable amount of cloud cover, so that might get in the way of the sunset potential. Sometimes clouds are a good thing, aren't they? They help to sort of break it up and give it layers and interest. Sometimes they just get in the way, you can't see anything. Obviously it was naive in the extreme to think I might have the top of Ivinghoe Beacon to myself for even a moment, to get a bit of footage of tapping the trig point back there, but there were some people just off camera. So I decided not to do any talking. I do hate talking to camera when there are other people nearby watching. I've got that out of the way now. I can say I did make the effort to go all the way to Ivinghoe Beacon. Now all that remains is to find the spot as hidden as possible from all the other bloody humans and sit down and have a glass of wine. Over there, as you may be aware, is the Whipsnade Zoo lion. On the side of the hill. Whipsnade Zoo is just at the top of that hill over there. I've walked from here to Whipsnade Zoo and I did a bit of the Icknield Way path. One solution to getting away from all the people is to walk further along the ridge here. But of course, that's at the expense of leaving what there is to see of the sunset behind me, because there's not much happening in the direction I'm facing now. It's all going to be over there, but certainly don't want to sit in amongst two bloody couples while they smugly enjoy each other's company. I don't want to be anywhere near them. I'll keep looking. Evening, ladies. How are you doing? How is your ruminant lifestyle? Are you a ruminant? Or is that just cows? I don't know. Sorry, didn't mean to startle you. Plan B. That little lump over there is the main path leading to the main pinnacle, whatever you call it, of Ivinghoe Beacon goes along here. I don't think that many people are going to walk over here. Hopefully I'll be left in peace. I'll sit on that lump. It is very near the road, unfortunately, so I'll hear the odd car now and again, but beggars can't be choosers. In fact, is this even a barrow here on top? There's lump on the lump. So that's the view from where I'm sitting. I think that's all right in the end, and I can actually see the top bit of Ivinghoe Beacon over there, should I want to, with its constant throng of people. There is some sort of bird of prey hovering. I always call them red kites, whatever they are around here, without really knowing either way. Probably getting that wrong. Going to open up tonight's wine, which is hopefully still relatively chilled. This is the wine I have brought along. It is an English sparkling, and it's from a producer called Rathfinney. It's their Blanc de Noir, and it's a 2020 vintage. I think this is a relatively new release. If you're interested in tedious waffling about what I think this tastes and smells like, then still not really sure. I want to say that corner, but who knows, it might be that corner. But if you're not interested in English sparkling, please don't watch that bit. Just ignore it, because it's just me talking about wine. If you're not interested in English sparkling wine, don't watch it. Okay. But, once I've done that, we'll have some non-wine related chat. Right, well, I've done all my wine nonsense over on English sparkling with Tweedy now. I don't know why I keep doing those, really. The level of genuine interest in English sparkling wine anywhere is pretty low, and particularly here on YouTube. Occasionally get comments from people saying, I don't like sparkling wine. I thought, well, why did you watch the bloody video then? Everything about it says it's going to be about sparkling wine, the channel name. Anyway, I hope you can hear me. Bit bloody windy. That was a nice spot, but it was naive to think I would have it to myself. A couple came and sat about 10 metres away, which I think is incredibly inconsiderate, and they just sat there giggling and being annoying. So I'm going to move on and try and find somewhere more remote. And actually, another guy had stood just behind me looking at his phone. All of this huge expanse of hillside. I don't really understand that. People don't seem to get that etiquette, do they? You know, like, it's a bit like on trains, isn't it? You sit as far away from the other people as possible. You would never sit directly next to someone when there are empty seats elsewhere in the carriage or anywhere on the train. Anyway, enough misanthropy. I'm going to go and find another spot. I suppose, you know, that could help me gradually wend my way back. But I'm missing bits of the sunset, having to relocate myself like this. Nice sun though now. Just a few minutes left to appreciate it. I better find somewhere to sit rather than standing here. I found another spot. I've had to sacrifice flat ground in order to get a bit of privacy, a bit of space from other humans, but hopefully no one's going to come and sit near me here. I'm on a grassy hillside, probably covered in ticks as well. Not really ideal, but at least no one else sitting nearby. And I can still just about see the last little bit of the sunset before it disappears, so I'm going to focus on that rather than babbling to camera. Is the light starting to go already? Well, I've enjoyed that spot, slopey though it was, and in amongst the long grass, but I think I should probably move on because it is a good 3 and a bit miles back to Tring station. The last train goes at 11:30. Now getting on for 10-ish, or 9:40 something. I don't really want to spend a night on Tring station. I haven't brought any camping stuff, not even an emergency bivvy bag with me this time. So if I don't make that train, and don't quite know what's going to happen, I really ought to get going, shouldn't I? There's still just about enough light for the GoPro to do its thing. Probably I'm going to keep it very, very steady, just moving it very slowly. This is a spot I've often paused at on my return from Ivinghoe Beacon on previous outings. Probably not great footage, but it's 10 o'clock now and there is still at least a bit of light over there. I think we are a week away from the summer solstice, aren't we? I think it's probably now too late for the GoPro to be workable, isn't it? Too dark. As I've just said on my phone, there is still a glimmer of light over there. It's just gone 10 p.m. The chalky path of the Ridgeway winding across the hilltop there even in this very dim light. Walking back through the woods now. As you can see, it's quite dark. I do have a head torch with me, but I didn't bring the lamp attachment for the GoPro, so hopefully my phone will do a better job of this. It's pretty atmospheric, hope you'll agree. Hope some of this is coming out as I'm moving my head around trying to illuminate different bits of the woodland. No possible hope of catching them on camera, but I keep seeing little reflections of pairs of eyes. Oh, did you maybe get, oh, perhaps that's just a fly. I think it's deer. I heard I saw a pair of eyes staring at me and then some prancing about in the woodland. I think that's probably a deer. Hopefully that at least is going to come out, something in the foreground. Back to that bench. I think I can make it to the station in 20 minutes from here. I'm onto the home straight now, that bit of field just before the station. Sorry if this footage is a bit grainy. There we go, the car park of Tring station with a whole 8 minutes to spare. Well, I probably need 2 minutes to get from here to the platform, but still, I don't know why I rushed. That's it then, Tring. I feel as though that should be some sort of wild card in the game of Mornington Crescent. Was that on? I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. Some radio show, I forget. Anyway, I've made it back to Tring. It was a bit of a hastened end to the walk. I suddenly started to think I didn't have enough time, and actually I had plenty of time. I could have taken it a bit more leisurely, so there was a bit of a paucity towards the end there of any footage, but it was dark anyway, so you weren't missing much. Thanks very much for watching. Bit of a weird video. I probably say that at the end of all of them, don't I? See you on the next one. Bye-bye.